number 2. All right, so this is the big snapping day where our snappers get a ton of snaps. Yesterday, if you go back to all of our Twitter and Facebook and YouTube channels, you'll see all of the agility stuff, the bench, their agility snaps, all that was yesterday. So coaches see all that from yesterday. All right, but again, today is all snapping. All right, they're going to do a whole lot of it. All right, each snapper, each participant gets two 15-yard charts. And they get with those 15-yard punt charts, there are 10 reps of each. Okay. In addition, they also go right into 8-yard field goal snaps as well too. All right. So it gives them plenty of reps in. So again, it's 2 continuous live streams per person. How it'll be is that we go one guy at a time for one straight round, and the next guy we go one more time around. So to kind of give you an idea of how the points work, it's super simple. So we have our target system, as you can see right here. Now, coaches, I am 5'10" and a half, so this kind of gives you an idea of the height of the target and where it's at. How it's going to work with the charting is that every single snapper is going to have a punter that's back there. So somebody that's catching right in front of the target. So we have kind of like in baseball where you see that shadow box for a strike zone. Same concept. Instead of in front of the punter, it's going to be behind the punter. All right, allows us to be consistent and have a good idea of what's a strike and what's not a strike. So that being said, so with the target, hitting inside the red is 2 points. So again, the punter will be standing like here, catching inside that red box is 2 points. Okay. If they catch the rim at all, that makes it 1 point. Now, there's a few ways to lose points on a snap. So if a snap has a wobble on it, all right, you'll lose 1 point. If you throw a miss in general, anywhere else outside of the rim or the red, and you get a wobble with it, you don't get negative points. It's still just 0 points. We don't do any negatives. We take away from what's positive. All right. So essentially, if you get 2 points and you throw a wobble, all right, it makes it only 1. If you throw a bar shot, all right, and that also has a wobble, all right, that would make it actually 0 points. 1 minus 1, 0. All right, because that right there is a missed and also wobble. It's a harder snap to get off. We want to make sure that it's on the point, right? All right. Also, in addition, the snappers have a post snap they have to do. The first 2 they get the chart, they don't have to do anything. After that point, they have to do either a release, which they get 4 reps of, and then after that, they do 4 reps of a block. All right. They have to make sure they do them. If they do not do the post snap whatsoever, and they just snap the ball, that's a minus of all points. All right. Because then that's cheating the system. We want to make sure that they are doing their job. Coaches, I want you to see snappers doing their job in its entirety. All right. So there's that. Second, if they do the wrong post snap, we're going to just minus 1 because they at least did something. So we're going to minus 1. All right. So if they get 2 points on it, it's a minus 1. If they hit a bar shot and they miss the post snap, they do it wrong, the wrong post snap. All right. Then at the point, 0 points. All right. As far as field goals go, you can see right down here, nice and low. All right. That's kind of where we're at for when we actually take our up. We're not going to have them move the target up. It's not necessary, but I've got a good gauge of where this box is. And it's simple. If they're hitting anywhere within this area, it's 1 point. All right. If they do not get in that box, in that area, it's 0 points. All right. And as far as other than accuracy points, coaches, you'll hear all times today. So you're going to hear all the snap times. Just to remind you, all of our snaps are done at 15 yards, 1-5. We do not do 14 yards. We do not do 14 and a half yards. So that means that the punter, so this target will be backed up beyond 15 yards. The punter's heels, and you'll see it on with all yard markers. All right, you see the punter's heels are at 15 yards, heels at 15. So that means those snap times kind of account for that, kind of count that they're at 15 yards. And I'll make sure that you're aware of it every single chart. So to give you an idea of how snap times work, it's simple. You know, it's all based on an average for what they do for each chart. All right, so one chart can get you 25 points for accuracy, and it can get you 10 points for snaps. So that means you got a total of 35 points for each one of the charts. Again, snappers get 2 charts. All right, after all the charting is done, we then go into a head-to-head competition. All right, so with the head-to-head competition, that one's worth 40 points, and that's the final finish. The head-to-head competition, just because if somebody wins it doesn't mean that they necessarily win the entire event. The entire event comes down to max points. Now, to be fair, darn near every single time a person has won the competition, it's all but one time. And we've done this event. This is our 9th one. So all but one has been where if that person won the competition, they won the entire event. So that was a huge thing. So kind of keep that in mind. There's a lot of nerves built up in that event. So it's a great one to try to see how guys can handle the nerves. And again, that is a head-to-head competition bracket style. All right. So that being said, that kind of gives you guys an idea of how it works for all of our charting, how it works for the yardage for our punt snaps, for field goal snaps, again at 8 yards. So it gives you everything. So we're going to be back here shortly. So we will start exactly at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So in 24 minutes at this point, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time with our first charter. All right. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.